I'm the newest member of GearHeadTour. I can't just do it with him doing that. I don't know what that's like. Okay, hey guys. Hey guys, I'm Hannah Marshall. I'm the newest member of GearHeadTour. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about my 2007 Saab right behind me here, and let's get started right now.
If you ever feel alone, 'cause yeah, sometimes we'll feel alone. In a second, I'll be right there. Turn around, let it rain. Turn around and let it rain on me.
No one in my family ever really was into cars. I can't really give thanks to them for getting into cars. I kind of got into cars through video games, and my parents got me a GameCube one year for Christmas, and I was hooked on Need for Speed. I would memorize all the cars, all the different makes, the models, the engines and everything, and that's kind of how I got into cars and really started liking them and taking an interest in them. Once I turned 16, I got a car from my mom, and of course I did the 16-year-old thing and wrecked it. With my insurance money, I picked out my first Saab, and I just remember going and test driving it and sitting down in it, and it had that little Saab turbo gauge there, and it absolutely blew my mind, a turbo car. So I took it home with me. That was my first car, my first real car. And as I was in the garage one summer, I'd saved up enough money. I didn't tell my parents, but I went and bought some lowering springs for it. So I went on over to AutoZone, gave them $50 for the manual spring adjusters, which if you don't know what those are, they are like the scariest tool ever. So little 17-year-old me went back to the house, and I just started taking apart the suspension on my Saab all on my own. And 3 days later, I finally got it put back together. But it taught me a lot, and ever since then I've kind of just worked on the Saab myself, and I've learned everything through it. I take things apart, put it back together. That's kind of how I learned everything about the cars. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Saab sitting behind me here. It is my third Saab. I'm a Saab person. I like this one the best. The first one I had an automatic transmission in it. This one's got a 6-speed in it, so it's much more fun. And it is the B284 2.8 liter turbo V6 engine, and that sounds great, but it's still pretty slow. It's slammed on K-Sport coilovers, absolutely all the way to the ground, as low as it can go on those. And it's sitting on some Vossen wheels, and it's actually a Vossen by Works collaboration. It was a very special wheel. It took them quite a while to get that wheel to me because they actually designed it in Miami. That went over to Japan where it got put together and then shipped back over to Miami where they finished it up and then finally sent out to me 11 months after the order was made. Not a fun process, but it was totally worth it. The wheels look great. I love them to death. It's a custom exhaust setup. I got the roof wrapped black, so it kind of looks nice with the black roof, gives it a different kind of vibe, different feel to it than your typical Saab that you would see out there every day. But other than that, you know, it's my baby. I work on it myself. I don't take it to anybody. I do my own oil services. I do all that good maintenance stuff myself. As for now, it suits me well. It's not my only car. I do have an X4, a BMW X4 M40i. Love that car a lot. It's more of a daily driver, but this is really where I get my pleasure of driving around, get that third pedal feel. I get to move the gears around. There's just something to it, and I know if you've got one, you know what I mean. I take my Saab to a lot of local shows, Cars and Coffees, and just import shows, anything in Louisville that I can find at any given time. I like to take it to Import Alliance a lot down in Bowling Green, and then I think I drove it down to Atlanta a few years ago. Not fun to drive to Atlanta, but it was a good show. I meet a lot of people through the car scene with this car, and I do that pretty much everywhere I go in it. I'll meet someone new, and I always turn heads, you know, because no one sees Saabs at car shows anymore. You hardly ever see them. So like I said, they don't make Saabs anymore, so they stopped making them in 2012, and my 2007 suits me pretty well. I think it fits my personality too. It's a great car to drive. I love it. Most of the people that I follow on social media now are people that I've met while I've had this Saab, and it kind of brings the Saab people out of the woodwork. I'll bring it to a show, and then all of a sudden someone that's driving, you know, a Nissan or something that maybe has a Saab hidden in their back of their garage will come find me, and we'll have a conversation about it. From there, you know, I kind of follow another person on social media, and they follow me back. That way I kind of gain quite a few Saab followers, and most of the social media people that I follow as well are Saabs. Of course, I like other cars too. I would love a Porsche, like a 911, something like that is what I'm thinking. Yeah, it has kind of opened my eyes to the car culture and what I like to do with cars and just taking it to places. It's something that I really enjoy doing. I love to ride around roll the windows down in the summertime, you know, flick through gears and roll around with friends and all that it's what I like best about the car. I'm super excited to be a part of GearHeadTour, and thank you all for listening to my Saab story today. I will see you guys next time.